In yesterday's video, I talked to you about where I was in coming to terms with understanding manifestation for myself, starting to see how it could be a possibility. And today I want to take it a little bit deeper and help you to reflect on how you can manifest for yourself. One of the first factors I see as the primary basis for manifesting what you want is getting clear on what you want. Seems logical, right? When you can identify what it is that you want for yourself, why, right? Start to envision this. What would it look like? Be as specific as possible. You know, there are some people who do vision boards and physically put up a picture of exactly what they want and how they want it. And others are more open about it and are like, sure, I want the Tesla, but I'd be willing to take any Tesla, right? Whereas some people would say, I want the Tesla, but it's going to be blue. It's going to be the Model S. It's going to be this year, like so forth. So it's all about how you want to take that on. But what is it that you want? How clear can you get about expressing that and articulating for itself? Is it something you're just going to tuck in your mind and you're going to reflect on and think a lot about? That's how I do a lot of mine. Or is it something that you want to hang up some pictures and make a vision board about? And we're going to talk about that in another video. Or is it something you want to jot down and you want to be specific and kind of journal it out? And I'm not even saying that those three ways are the only ways, but how can you openly express and put it out there that this is what you want? So let me give you an example. So I shared in the last video how I like to go about acquiring physical things, physical items, and I do not like to pay full price for them if I don't have to. It's not that I won't, but oftentimes I believe there's just no need. So I'm like, why do it? I just wait for it to appear. I wait for it to become a part of my life and make it itself accessible to me at a price that I'm much more comfortable paying. And so here's one way that this showed up. I have a MacBook Pro. It is amazing. I did buy that straight from the Apple Store. I walked in, I gave them my money, and I bought it brand new. In that case, I was okay. There was a reason I wanted to do that. I wanted the brand new computer. I didn't want refurbished in that case. So for that, I was fine. That was how I thought it should be. But as my computer, I've been using it, the keys have become a little bit worn. I notice more eye strain on my eyes because I'm on there all the time. I use my computer a lot. So I said, you know what would be really swell is if I got me one of those big monitors and I could just hook it up and then that would ease my eye strain, right? I would have a big monitor to display to look at and I don't have to put my glasses on all the time. And so I want that. And so while I was at Costco and Sam's, I kind of walked around through the electronics department and I found some models that might be an option about the size that I was looking for and so forth. And I was like, okay, so about $150. If I'm going to buy this brand new, like this is kind of what I'm estimating. And of course I could watch the sales, but I just wasn't that invested in it. I just started to envision what this monitor would look like. And then the other thing I was going to need is I didn't want to hook the laptop up to the monitor and then have to use the keys and the mouse pad on the laptop. I wanted external keyboard and trackpad. And so if you look at the Apple Store, like the trackpad alone is $100, or you can buy an external mouse and then you have to have the external keyboard. And so if you look at all of this, I easily could have been, and then plus tax, like $300 to $400 in just these accessories. And I added that up in my head and was like, well, no, it's not that I didn't have the money. I could have spent the money. But once again, with my philosophy that if I just wait, things will find me. And so I was patient. I wasn't in a hurry. My computer still worked the way that it needed to. And so I just waited. And I went to a yard sale just yesterday. And this was a lady who had shut down 40 Airbnbs. And she had in her garage, in the whole corner of her garage, she had all these televisions just sitting on the floor. And they were marked at $20 a TV. And I thought, well, lo and behold, there's my monitors. And I looked at them and at first glance, Like, this was even how picky I was being about what I wanted. Is here I was surrounded by a bunch of $20 televisions that could work as my monitor. And I was like, that's not what I wanted. That's not how I saw it in my head. I wanted it all the way out to the edge. I wanted it long and big. And I just knew what I wanted. And so I walked over and I was kind of investigating. I didn't see it. And then I looked down, and there, turned at an angle different than all the other ones, was a larger screen like I wanted, flat like I wanted, like all the boundaries. And I'm not describing that well because I'm not a TV technical person, but it was what I had seen in my head. It was what I'd looked at in the store. It was what I wanted, and it was $20. And then she comes up to me and goes, "Did you get your clicker?" And I was like, "What's a clicker?" She called it it was what she called a remote. She's like, "Oh, look here, this goes with it to make it easier. And you can just turn that into a monitor if you wanted to for a computer instead of using it as a TV." This is what she said to me, not even knowing why I was shopping for it. I was like, yes, I think that's wonderful. Thank you. I'll take this. $20. And then I hit up another sale after that and got an external keyboard and an external mouse, all for the Apple, that for my MacBook Pro. And he goes, "I hardly even used them. I just didn't have a need for them." And each of these is like $100. And he goes, "How about $20 for both?" Sold. So $40 in total for both of these items. That would have been $300 to $400 if I would have bought them brand new. And I essentially got brand new items. They're very minimally used and they work just fine, and they're everything that I needed. I just wasn't in a hurry about it. And that was okay with me. That was my choice, right? I could have paid full price for it, but I just thought it was possible. I believed it was possible. I imagined exactly how I wanted it, the style of everything, and it became a reality in my life. That is manifestation. Y'all, this is real. This is happening to me all the time in this way. How can it start to happen for you? How can you get really clear about what it is that you want and start to see that possibility? Outline it for yourself. Like we said, either store it like tucked in your mind. So that's all I had it is I knew exactly what I want. I'd already looked it up. I knew exactly how it looked and what it was going to be. I just stored that in my mind. I didn't need that on my vision board. I just needed it in my mind. But you might write it down. You might hang it up and look at it all the time. And let that be a part of what you're leaning into. This is totally blowing my mind that I've been doing this for years. Like, this is a huge part of who I am as a person. And now I'm moving into how can I do this in bigger things, make this more of a reality in larger scale items, not physical things so much as just full potential, believing in my capabilities. What can I start to manifest for my life and my career, my business, my practice, and really see what that can become? That's going to be so much fun to lean into that. But you, right now, what is it that you want? What is it that you need to get clear about and start to believe can come to you? How can you start manifesting what you want?